Hello, Mr. Newton here. Welcome to Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So this is the third game in the Tenkaichi series and the final game in the Tenkaichi series to be released for the PlayStation 2. It was released in 2007 and is widely regarded as the best Dragon Ball fighting game ever made. So I used to own this game already back in 2007. I finished it. This version, of course, has the Japanese music. It's a modified version. The only thing the mod has changed is the music. So I've uploaded a few videos on my YouTube channel where I let the AI fight the AI, or the CPU, the computer player, fight the computer. So it fights itself. So I uploaded a few such videos where I played through the Dragon Ball Saga, the Saiyan Saga, the Namek Saga, the Android Saga, the Buu Saga, but not the GT Saga. Okay, and one issue I had in the videos of this version of the game is that there were like an ugly rectangle in the middle of the battlefields. On certain battlefields you could hardly see it, but on the more bright battlefields, like the plain field where they fight on a grassland, I believe that the rectangle was very visible, like a yellow rectangle in the middle of the battlefield. In order to remove that from the game, I had to disable the EV hacks. So using the emulator, the PCSX2 emulator for the PlayStation 2 on the computer, the PC, you can play with the vanilla PlayStation 2 resolution, and you do not need any special like settings on to play with the original resolution, or you can play using your graphics card's resolution. And I'm using 3 times the PlayStation 2's resolution here. It's possible to go all the way up to 6 times, and it won't lag on my computer when I am not recording. But if I use the maximum graphics and record, it will lag a bit. So I had to use 3 times the resolution and not 6 times when recording. It's still way better than the PlayStation 2 resolution, and it's in HD and very, very good looking. Still the original game, used the Japanese music of the Japanese game. In Japan, the game was known as Dragon Ball Z Sparking Limit 1, 2 and 3, I believe. And the difference in that version was the language was Japanese only, the text was in Japanese, and the music was the TV show music of the Japanese anime. So in America, in the United States, they had different music for the Dragon Ball Z anime, and none of the music of the TV shows were in the English version of the game. Instead, they used completely unique music, unique for the game. But I believe that the Dragon Ball Z Kai TV show, which is like it's like a streamlined remastered version of Dragon Ball Z, where they cut all the filler content and made the visual quality higher. I believe that version used the music of the games until it was proven that it was the music of the Budokai 1 to 3 games and Tenkaichi 1, I believe. But there was a scandal concerning that music. The creator or the composer had he had copied a lot of songs from real life artists and just changed a few tones around. So it was like a scandal that caused them to need to replace the music in the Dragon Ball Z Kai show. So nowadays I believe that the Dragon Ball Z Kai anime is using the same music as the Japanese anime, which is this music that I'm using in this mod here. This is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but with the Japanese music, which is also used in Dragon Ball Z Kai, the updated version of the American release of the anime. Okay, so the original Tenkaichi 3 game, it's like 1 and 2, but the story mode is like the first game. But now they have perfected the battle systems. It's way better, and you have like comments during the fights and more cinematics inside of the fights. So you fight, and then there happens something that follows the story, and then you fight more, and then you continue to do that until you like finish a mission, and then you select another mission, and then you fight through a set sequence of battles with in-game cinematics in between the fighting. You fight maybe 3 or 4 enemies in each mission, and there are like cutscenes inside the missions with a lot of talking and moving and such. So it's better than Tenkaichi 1 in terms of story, where you only had like...
This is where you can experience most of Gohan's adventures.
Where you only had like comments before and after battles, but and then you fight before the battles, but you had no cinematics really inside of the battles. The second game had an actual RPG where you played through an RPG like in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. You had like an overworld and you moved around with many different characters, and you fought the battles you wanted, following the story and such. And in that game you could level up characters and customize their skills way more than in the other two. I was disappointed that this third game didn't keep the RPG mode, but this one has the best fighting. The fighting mechanics have been enhanced. I would like to compare Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 to 3 and Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1 to 3 with the downloadable content of modern games. You can say that Tenkaichi 2 is an update of Tenkaichi 1 and Tenkaichi 3 is an update of Tenkaichi 2. But for some reason they removed the story mode and the RPG elements from the third game, so it's like missing a big portion of what made the second game so good, but it's been improved when it comes to like the battles and how you perform attacks, and the number of characters have been increased, the number of moves have been increased. In the second game many characters have the same moves. In this game there are more characters with unique moves. So you can say this is an improved Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, but with, I believe, a worse story mode. But the story mode in this game is still better than the story mode in the first game. Okay, and then I believe that Aya was smarter in the second game, where they would transform into Super Saiyan and such immediately in the battle if you had the transformations on. Well, in this game they only do it when they have one health bar left. So in this game they have nerfed the AI, they are not as good. And I believe also that the customized system in the second game allowed you to customize characters so that they became way more powerful. You could, for example, customize any character of your choice to become really, really strong. Well, in this game I believe they have nerfed the customization options, so you can't make a single character too strong unless they are very strong in lore. So the second game is better for those who want an RPG style of story mode with a lot of customization for the characters. This one is better if you want many characters, many stages, and many unique moves, and just fight with friends or the AI against friends or the AI. This is the better fighting game, and the other one is the better single player role-playing game. This one cut the role-play aspect entirely. So we have a bunch of different moves.
This is where you can experience most of Gohan's adventures.
Okay, Dragon History, we can check it.
It looks like you like to fight too. I think you're interesting.
So we have a select difficulty. We can play on easy, normal or hard. I usually play on easy. Select scenario. We have the Saiyan Saga. We have the Frieza Saga, also known as the Namek Saga, Android Saga, the Majin Buu Saga, and then we have Special Sagas. Check the Special Saga.
You'll show me lots of fights, won't you? Goku's father will fight many great battles.
So we have so we have the story of Bardock, Goku's father. So Son Goku is the main character of Dragon Ball Z, and Bardock is his father, and he has a tragic story, and we get to fight it here, and then
he's the bad guy that tried to take Goku's body.
have another bad guy, Dr. Vilo, that I don't know much about. He's probably from one of the movies.
It's the crazy guy Turles. He really looks like Goku.
He also is from a movie.
I hear Namekian slugs are weak against the sound of whistling.
Okay, Slug is
Garlic
another one.
Jr.'s come back. Didn't we seal him up?
And Garlic Jr. is from a movie where he got sealed up. He fought Piccolo and Goku there. It was prior to Raditz arrival on Earth, I believe. This seems to be a continuation of that story.
Frieza had an older brother? Give me a break.
Then we have Frieza's older brother from another movie.
Cooler's gonna transform. He has lots of transformations. Let's go. There are still androids we don't know about. Glad I met 18 though.
Okay, another android, Android 13 from a different movie,
Legendary
I
Super
believe.
Saiyan. To think there's a guy out there stronger than a Super Saiyan.
And Broly,
Goku
another
challenged
one.
Broly with the last of his strength. Just as I thought, Goku will kick his butt. Evil galaxy soldiers came to attack Earth. That Sonny was very cute. Don't tell 18.
Alright, this is Bojak's story, another
Now
movie
that Goku's
character.
gone, Gohan's the only one to protect the Earth. That story creeps me out. Broly's been revived? And who gave him directions to Earth? Janemma's a monster created from collected evil energy. At first glance, he might seem cute, but he's mean. Wow, for Goku and Vegeta to use fusion, that's one crazy strong fusion. A huge monster appeared in the west. Go west, Goku!
Right, so we have like the movie battles
Oh,
there.
how you doing? No matter which
Then the
scenario you
original
choose,
story.
even my grandkid appeared.
We have Dragon Ball GT, which is the follow-up series to Dragon Ball Z. But it wasn't made by Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Instead, it was made by the Toei animation company. When they had finished Dragon Ball Z, they wanted to continue because they earned a lot of money on Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, so they continued with their own story. And it's the least popular story because it's not very good, but it still had some cool characters and strong forms and transformations and such. And I believe that most of the games have the characters of Dragon Ball GT. They work well as fighting game characters, but the show wasn't very good. Let's check it out.
Let's go!
I have never watched oh, the songs were too loud.
Hey, we meet again.
So I have never watched Dragon
What
Ball
scenario
GT.
will you play today?
I have read all the 42 volumes of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and then I have watched Dragon Ball up to King Piccolo's arrival. I will finish it later at some point. And that's for Dragon Ball Z. I finished the Saiyan and Namekian sagas. I will finish the entire original show at one point. I want to watch it with all the fillers and such. So the reason I never watched the entire Dragon Ball Z anime is because it was never aired in Sweden. Sweden got the manga, so I bought all the volumes of the manga and I read them, but I never finished the anime. I didn't care enough because I already knew the story when I had read the manga. So
Nostalgia.
then we have the Dragon Ball Saga, but only 4 episodes. They were very, what should I say, they could have included way more because they had way more characters playable than what they included in story mode. Then we have What If Saga 2 and the credits. You can check the What If.
I'll show you a rare world. Look, it's a Raleigh. I was a fan of hers.
Alright, so on this one we will fight as Goku against Arale. So Arale is a girl, but she's a robot. She's not a human. And she is not a Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball character. She is another character created by the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. She is the protagonist of the manga and anime known as Dr. Slump. But she had a part in Dragon Ball where Son Goku as a kid Goku, and General Blue. Goku was chasing General Blue, who had stolen all the Dragon Balls, and he chased General Blue into the Penguin Village, which is a part of the Dragon Ball world, it would seem. And inside of the Penguin Village you had all the characters of Dr. Slump, and Arale is the main protagonist of that show. She is like a droid. he's a good character, and in this scenario, this what if scenario, you get to play as King Goku against Arale. Well, in the story mode of Dragon Ball, you played as Goku against General Blue, and then as Arale against General Blue. So Blue is the bad guy, and both Goku and Arale are good guys. Okay.
This is a story of two kind-hearted androids.
This is another story. The Android 8 is an android created by the Red Ribbon Army to fight its enemies, but he is a kind-hearted droid that will not fight on the orders of the Red Ribbon Army. He just doesn't want to hurt anyone, so he's like a good guy. He's from the Dragon Ball story arc when Goku was a kid. And then Android 16, he was created to kill Goku. He refuses to fight anyone else than Goku. He will make an exception for Cell, of course, because Cell was trying to absorb his friends, Android 13 and Android 18. He refused to fight other good guys because he was created solely to destroy Goku.
The Saiyans united and challenged Frieza. This is an all-out war between the Saiyans and Frieza's army.
Here we get to play as King Vegeta, which is Vegeta's father, and the king of planet Vegeta. Vegeta himself was just a kid when this took place, and he is the prince of that planet. Frieza destroyed the planet and killed almost all the Saiyans. Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, Son Goku, and maybe Broly, they are the only ones surviving. So this is the battle where King Vegeta and Goku's father Bardock and another Saiyan attacks Frieza. I believe in the anime and manga. I believe in the manga it wasn't really a part of the manga, I believe. The anime had some episodes based on this, and the original anime at least. And I believe that Bardock had an entire crew of 4 people. But in this game it's just Bardock, Goku's father, and King Vegeta, Vegeta's father, and then one woman named Fasha, I believe. And they fight against a bunch of Freezers or Frieza's henchmen and Frieza himself. And it's a tragic story where they will all perish in the end.
This story is about when Metal Frieza came to Earth. But it's impossible for him to have been on Earth.
Okay, Metal Frieza. Another motif where Metal Frieza will fight Devilman, it seems, an enemy of the Dragon Ball Saga. Then there are no more motifs. So I finished the story mode in the past, I believe in between 2007 and 2010. Then I re-uploaded the videos on my channel in 2010, I believe, so they are still there. I didn't speak back then, so there are no voices, but I did have good sound in the game, and I had 480i resolution, which is the PlayStation 2 resolution. I streamed the game straight from the PlayStation 2. Of course, here I am not streaming. I'm using the PCSX2 emulator here. Okay, we have Ultimate Battle.
I wonder if it's more fun than the amusement park.
Ultimate Battle.
No weaklings allowed. This is a battle simulator that will repeat training in battles. Would you like to try it?
So we have a different set of gameplay options here. We can play the Sim Dragon, and then we can play the Mission 100.
This battle program was created by Dr. Giraud in order to create the strongest android.
And we have the survival
This is a
mode.
fight till you drop battle for advanced fighters. If you don't have confidence, you better stop now.
Okay, then we could have
Dr.
used
Giraud's
this.
computer is reading the previous game disc.
We could use this to get the rewards for owning the previous games. Okay,
I wonder if the world champion Hercule is really that strong.
Dragon World Tour. So that's the tournament mode, I believe.
The mode you want to fight in. This tournament is for 1 player and will open at a specific time.
So this is 1-player tournament, the World Tour.
In this tournament, you can enjoy playing with your friends.
Okay, and then there is the one for the friends.
This tournament is for 1 player and will open their tournament open now.
Then we
Choose
have
the tournament to fight in.
different tournaments. We have the World Tournament, the World Martial Arts Big Tournament, the Cell Games, which are different. So in the normal tournaments you can win by either knocking out your opponent or kicking them out of the ring. They lose either way. But in the Cell Games tournament there is no loss when you're kicked out of the ring. You need to knock out your enemy there. And with the other World Tournament and the Yamcha game. Okay. Can try them.
I shall commemorate this tournament for the fighters that have become the Tenkaichi martial arts.
The Victory 3000 Cine, which is in Dragon Ball, Cine is the currency. You get 3000 Cine with C as the letter used. Runner up, you get 1000, Victory 3000,
You
okay.
can't change the level of difficulty.
We'll play on easy difficulty
Only one person.
and one character.
Well, I'll escort you as far as the ground.
Hercules is known as Mr. Satan
Those who wish to enter this way,
in
please.
Japan and in Europe. In America he was censored to the name Hercules instead of Mr. Satan. He's a joke character, of course. Thought it was funny probably to name him that, but it didn't fit well in America. Okay, so we can play as a bunch of characters. We can check all the characters. So we have Goku early. He has no transformations. We have Kid Gohan, no transformations. We have the Piccolo early. We have Vegeta Scouter. He can transform into an ape. It's possible to also deactivate transformations. They won't transform during battle. And as I said, the AI in this game will only transform when the health reaches the last health bar. It's a last-ditch effort to turn the battles around. So if I start the game with Scouter Vegeta, he will most likely transform into an ape when he is low on health. Well, in the first Tenkaichi game you couldn't transform at all. And in the second game you could. In the second game you could transform, but and they would do it much sooner in the battles. The AI was more difficult in the second game. Okay, we have Krillin, Yamcha, and we have Trunks with the sword. By the way, each character have between 1 to 4 alternate skins as well. So if we can pick normal, then we play as the weakest version of the character with just normal attacks. We pick custom, then we have 3 different versions with customized attacks. And I believe we could change what attacks they will use and such in the custom options. And if you go into one of the menus, then you probably, I think you speak with Bulma, and then you can enter an area where you can like switch out their skills and such. But custom means they have better attacks and such. They are stronger. And when you have selected a character, you can then select between 1 to 4 alternate looks. In this official game, certain characters have only 2 alternate skins, and others have 3, like Yamcha here, and then others have 4. But in the actual game, it's possible to have 4 for each character. I believe the hackers did enable 4 skins for everyone, so it's possible. This is not a hack version. Well, they did hack it to add Japanese music. It's a bit high, a bit loud. You see, I lowered the music in the game and didn't help much. So maybe the modified music that they've added, it's not possible to lower it. So it's a little bit too loud. If I had played the version with the official music of the American or European releases, then maybe I could have lowered the music more. Okay, so we have these characters, and we have even more characters here. We have Trunks, Super Saiyan and Super Trunks forms. We have Chaozu, Tien or Tenshin Han. We have Vegeta, Super Saiyan and Super Vegeta forms. We have Piccolo N form after it's merged with Nail and Kami. We have Teen Gohan, Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 forms. Okay, I might actually do a video on the official release without even its music, so it can connect, so I can speak without having too loud music in the background. So we'll skip this, but we can see here we have a lot of characters. I will just pick someone. We have a lot of characters to pick from. All the way from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and the movies, and yeah, those are the ones. There are no Dragon Ball Super characters and no movies from like 2015 or onwards. I believe the latest characters are from like the movies of the late 90s, I believe, or early 2000s. Okay. I think pick Android 18 here too, like I've done in other videos. And
We must soon
number
call
one
in to
skin.
registration.
Yeah, the music is too loud. The menu.
Competition! The World Martial Arts Champion will be decided by this match!
So they're facing Spopovich.
This is the start of the first round. This will be a fight for the ages.
Android 18 versus Popovich there. So there's a mini game in the loading screen where if we press X, we move Gohan like that.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom.
Are you ready? Begin!
Alright. Problem with the first and second games is that there were like a ghosting effect using the emulator that couldn't remove 100%, but in the third game I managed to remove it. That's why I prefer playing this, but I will still play the second game's story mode, I believe. Still managed to remove most of it. We won the battle against Popovich.
That's the best we can do. Talk about that.
Alright. He's a weaker character. This game has characters that are supposed to be like the same strength as they are in lore.
Still remains. Which of these
I will fight Nam.
This is the start of the second round. Both contestants look to be full of energy.
He's a Dragon Ball character we should win easily, unless he kicks me out of the ring. He's good for Dragon Ball, but he's weak compared to Android 18. I like that they zoomed in on the public in this game compared to the older versions where it was outzoomed.
What do you want from me?
It's against my principles to raise a hand to a woman, but please forgive me.
Are you ready?
It's also nice that they move their mouths and their eyes in the Tenkaichi games and in the Budokai games when you play on the PlayStation 2. On the PSP they somehow fucked up by... They didn't include the animations for the mouth or the eyes. I know that the PlayStation Portable or PSP is weaker than the PlayStation 2, but it was unnecessary. We already won. Yeah, Nam sucks.
Now my clothes
But
are ruined.
as I was saying, they removed the moving mouths and the moving eyes, which sucked. And I know that the PSP is an older system than a weaker system than the PlayStation 2. But I've seen other games on the PlayStation Portable where they move their eyes and mouths. I believe the Beach games and the Saga game. Budokai Machine. He should be easy too. Okay, so I've seen other anime games where they move their mouths and eyes, so they didn't need to change that in the Dragon Ball games, but they did. They even nerfed the special attacks in the, I believe, first Dragon Ball game.
Anything to break the board.
For the PlayStation Portable.
You actually plan to oppose me. Are you ready? Begin!
Over here!
The left machine should also be no match. He's weak.
We have a winner!
Alright, only weak opponents in this tournament.
Now my
Very
clothes
good.
are ruined.
I will fight Kid Chichi now.
Semifinals! Moving on. This is the start of the semifinal round. This will be the match to watch at this tournament.
She shouldn't be that difficult either. She's from the Dragon Ball series. She's weak, but she's pretty strong for the Dragon Ball characters. One of the stronger Dragon Ball characters in the game.
What do you want from me?
I'm gonna make a brief appearance, so don't get too hot.
Are you ready? Begin!
Over here! Over here!
We have a winner!
Alright, we're on the semi-finals. I believe we'll face Video in the finale now. She shouldn't be that difficult either. She's a Dragon Ball Z character from Saga, but she's not very strong. Mostly weak characters in this tournament, the World
Thank you for
Tournament.
waiting. And now, this is the start of the final match. Who is it? Who will come out the winner? Neither one can hide their nerves.
Alright, so the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 game had like slight ghosting effect.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the board.
I'll show you a thing or two.
Are you ready? Begin!
Let's turn it up! Take this! Here it goes!
Good, we won, we got perfect too.
Now my clothes are
Didn't
ruined.
get hurt. Right. We won the tournament. It was easy, much easier than in Budokai 1, 2 and 3. This game tournaments are much easier because I believe it's more difficult to be thrown out of the stage. And yeah, even compared to Tenkaichi 1. Because you're more often in the air than on the actual ground. It's more difficult to be thrown out.
Congratulations!
Obtain 3,000 Cine. Okay. Did save anyway. Okay, save. Okay, so that was the World Tournament. I believe that's the easiest one.
Their tournament's open now.
You can try the other. The World Martial Arts Big Tournament is a bigger tournament than the other. And then with the Cell Games, the other World Tournament, and the Yummy Game. We'll try the World Martial Arts Big Tournament now.
Sponsored this fantastic
You get 5,000 CD for winning there.
battle stages have been prepared.
It's a nice music in the menu here. I don't know why it's not playing in the actual path.
You can't change the level of
Okay,
skill.
easy, one character.
Participants, come forward.
Can play the same character in this tournament.
All right, tournament registration is now closed. My World Martial Arts competition is about to begin. Can you survive this intense fighting?
Right, slightly bigger tournament.
At once, start the first round. Who will be the one to advance?
We're fighting Cyborg Tao. He's one of the later enemies in the Dragon Ball Saga, but he's still a Dragon Ball character. He should have no chance against Android 18. We're fighting in a different stage, not on the actual tournament stage.
I'll fight
This
you.
tournament
Anything to
is
break the
on
boredom.
the ordinary stages.
against me.
So we cannot be thrown out. That's good.
Here we go.
This is a different stage entirely. One thing I dislike with Tenkaichi 3 is that when the health deteriorates, you won't have any changes on the looks of the character. So in Budokai Tenkaichi 1 and 2, if the character got damaged, whenever your health bar deteriorated enough, you get damaged clothes and blood and such visible damage on the character. But in the third game they removed that, and it's only available when you have had a, like, in this game, if you do a Kamehameha and the enemy does a Kamehameha 2, then, or similar beam, then there is like a beam struggle, and if you lose the beam struggle, then the loser of the beam struggle will get damaged clothes and visible damage on the character. But unless you have like a beam struggle and lose it, you won't get damage on your character, and the enemy won't be damaged unless the enemy loses a beam struggle. There are a few characters, I believe, like Vidal and Spopovich, that do not have any beams, so it's impossible to make them look damaged. While in the first and second Tenkaichi games, the characters would automatically be bloodied and damaged when the health bar deteriorated, so that was better in my opinion. So we won against Cyborg Tao. But this game certainly has the most gameplay
We'll go
modes,
to a two-round match.
most characters, most stages and
Let's
such,
get started. I've got things to do.
and has the most evolved fighting mechanics. You can do more stuff here. You can teleport at the right moment when a beam is about to hit you, which you couldn't do in the other games, and you can you can do stuff that you couldn't do in the other games during battles. But yeah, it sucks that they changed how the damage works.
Enough talk. Let's see what you've got.
It seems you wish to die.
Right, to fight this guy.
Here we go.
See. One of Frieza's henchmen killed by Vegeta during the Namek Saga. He should be weaker. The only problem with the RPG mode of the second game is that you can only play as the sea fighters and some of the enemies. You cannot play as anyone that you like, and that's not good, of course. You can only play as Goku and his friends and maybe one of the enemies or two.
There's Ram.
Most characters are only available as enemies.
You don't have enough training. Yeah.
But you can still customize every character in the game, because when you play the story mode as the main character, so to say, you get items that you can still give to any character that you want, and you get like level enhancing stuff that will you can add stuff that you get in the campaign and in the story mode to any character of your choosing. So you can still, for example, pick Android 18 and increase her skills and levels and such, but you cannot place her in the story mode. You can still give her a lot of new gear that you get with other characters in the story mode. Okay.
Calm down.
So we face Goku again. No match.
Obsession appears.
So if we click on X here or smash X, we do like biceps with Vegeta.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom.
All right. Here we go.
I love how this game works compared to Budokai 1, 2 and 3. I do not really enjoy playing Budokai 1, 2 and 3 anymore. I mean, I had Budokai 1 and I had 2 as well, and I finished those games and I learned every move and such, but I suck at them today. And when I play this game, it's much more fun. This game is much more to my liking. The Budokai 1, 2 and 3 games had very long combos that were difficult to pull off, and it's very slow, and yeah, this game is way better in my opinion. The Shin Budokai game on the PlayStation Portable from 2006 is like a portable version of Budokai 3, but with, as I said, nerfed super attacks and removed the moving mouths and moving eyes, and yeah, it's a less impressive version of Budokai 3 with fewer characters and fewer stages and fewer gameplay modes, but that game had one benefit over the first 3 games in that series, and that was that the buttons are very easy to pull off. Instead of pressing like 6 buttons for a super attack or more, you press only 2 buttons for each super attack, so it's way more easy to play for a newbie. You don't need to learn the moves. You can pull them off almost immediately. You just check you do it once, and then you can do it. With the first 3 games in the Budokai series, you had to really train to be able to pull them off. So that game is more for actual fighting game enthusiasts, while the Shin Budokai game is more for casual players who just want to have fun with their friends or against the AI. This game is more like that as well. It's easy to pull off the moves, but you still need skills to be able to teleport at the right moment and block at the right moment and such. You know, if you play against a very skilled computer at the highest level, the highest difficulty, then you still need skill in this game. But it's easy to play with friends without having played it before, unlike Budokai 1, 2 and 3, which required a lot of training for you before you could become any good in it. Okay, so this game is much more fun for casual players. And I believe Shin Budokai aimed to also make the Budokai titles more fun and less professional. Okay, so we'll fight Kansenin now. His evolved form. Max Power Master Roshi. Okay, he should win. He's not that strong either. He's one of the stronger Dragon Ball characters. Yeah, this game is the best game in the series if you play fights. I believe that the Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi tag game for the PlayStation Portable might be even better than this one. It has fewer characters, but it has an added mode where you can play 2 versus 2 and 3 versus 1 or 1 versus 1, and you can play 4 players at once in a battle, unlike in this game. It has worse graphics, there are super moves, just like in this game. They are exactly the same. They didn't nerf the super moves. So unlike in Budokai, they kept the super moves the same as in this game. But it has slightly fewer characters, but almost as many. I believe they removed all the Gaian forms, like the apes and the Gaian Namekia and Slag and such. There are no Gaians, and they removed some of the others too. I think there are no Dragon Ball characters there. And it was nerfed graphically too. You won the battle. I believe that you have no visual damage in that game, so they never get hurt during fights, which is a little bit boring. And also they do not move their mouths when they speak, and they do not move their eyes. They never blink. So it's worse in terms of graphics. It was totally unnecessary because the PlayStation Portable has other games like Bleach and Heat the Soul or Saint Seiya Sanctuary Battle or whatever, where they do move their mouths and everything, and they look similar in quality to this game in graphics. So I say it was unnecessary to remove the animations for the mouth and the eyes, but besides that, it's the same game. It has the same moveset as this game. It has almost the same number of characters. It has a much better story mode than this game, like an RPG, but on the portable chibi characters on the map, and then you fight the battles like in this game. But the main thing is that you can play four fighters at once, and it's really fun. And yeah, it's an improved version of this game, but with certain things like the graphics being lowered. Okay, and there are a million mods for it too, which enables, for example, the same models. And in this game, I believe in Tag Team they use different models that had worse graphics, but mods have re-enabled these models or even added better models and such. So it's pretty much the same, just without the moving mouths and moving eyes, and slightly fewer roster of characters. Okay, you won against Master Roshi. Now we face Mr. Satan, the boss of this tournament. We faced his daughter Vidal in the previous finale.
Welcome back. Let's go. Start the
Hercules. I know him as Mr. Satan. He was named Mr. Satan in the Swedish manga. And
If you want to win, pay me 20 million zen. I need the cash.
would it help if I begged for mercy? All right. Here
okay.
we go.
We easily defeat Satan. He is not very good. He's a joke character. He's way better in the game than he is in the manga and the show. Of course. He can win battles and fights in this game, but he's still not one of the better characters. He's one of the weaker ones. It's fun ones. And we have won. Nice.
This is what happens when you don't pay up.
Yeah, the problem with the Japanese music in this version of the game is that we cannot lower it. I lowered the music, but nothing happened. So it seems we have no choice but to have really loud music, which sucks. Okay, so we won this tournament now too. Victory.
Congratulations.
Obtain 5,000 C points. See now. Can save. Done. Tournament. Now we can play the cell games. They are similar to the one we just played. You play until the other enemy is defeated. You probably fight stronger characters here.
This is where I became a hero.
I believe.
Difficult survival tournament. You can get seriously hurt.
Yeah, Cell is the main boss in this tournament, and he's stronger than 118. We'll try it.
You need at least one. Well, do you really plan to participate
Okay,
in the
fight is 18 here too. No reason why not.
They're not playing around.
has great moves and they're easy to pull off. I enjoy playing this game. The story mode can be...
Let's see how strong. Don't hold back. I hate to be disappointed.
The story mode is a little bit annoying when you lose and have to restart certain bits in it and such. It could be difficult at times. Okay, let's play this now.
Okay then, the
Hopefully
first
it's
round
again.
is beginning. Show me your true power.
Enough talk. Let's see what you've got.
Easily win then against Popovich. Can't run away, Popovich. Beam. Right.
Wonderful!
Perfect. Nice. Didn't even get hurt.
Now my clothes are ruined.
Yeah, this was my favorite game for a long time. As an older teenager, favorite fighting game at least. Played a lot of it. So I've been a huge fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z since 2002 when I started reading the manga. I believe it arrived in 2002 during the fall, I believe. Or maybe even the fall of 2001. I believe it was just before summer 2001. Could be wrong. Or 2002. Fact Gold though, the weakest,
This looks like an interesting matchup.
the weakest member of the Ginyu Force. He is also weaker than Android 18. So. Yeah, but the
Enough
story
talk.
mode sucks in
Let's
this
see what
game,
you've
unfortunately.
Are you ready? Stop!
I will probably play the story mode in the second game, but as I said, you cannot play as every character in the story mode, and that sucks. But I wanted to almost play it without having everything unlocked and just level up the characters and such, and then give the stuff that I get in the story mode to my favorite characters, like for example Android 18 or Vegeta, and then make them better and such. I enjoyed that aspect of the second game. But it's not possible to play 18 in the actual story, and that sucks. I wish there was a mod that would replace the playable characters, but I haven't found any mod for the second game. Found quite a few for the first game, I mean the third game, but none for the second game. Would have been cool if not someone made it possible to like pick the characters in the story mode.
Next is the third round. Hopefully this match won't be as boring as the last.
I believe you can pick characters like Goku, Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, and such, but you can never pick the enemies unless it's for
The
one
third
or
round
two.
is beginning. Okay,
Maybe
up to
Frieza,
the ring you
maybe
go.
Broly, but most of them are not selectable. I thought maybe a mod could fix that, or a hack or something.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom.
You want to fight me?
Okay, so he is from the Saga. We'll easily win. This music is so nice to listen to. I like this music.
Over here!
That's the best you can do? Talk about pitiful.
Yeah, the tournaments in this game they were easy. At least on the beginner mode. In the other games it was very difficult because I always got thrown out of the ring. But in this game, when you're almost always in the air, it's not really difficult. Okay, Android 19, but he's weaker than Android 18. He's one of the enemies they fight just before Android 18, so he's slightly weaker.
Anything to break the boredom.
The graphics here, they are 3 times the graphics of the PlayStation 2. If I remember correctly. It looks more like a PlayStation 3 game, this one. Kinda difficult to avoid the speed and time. You need to click on a certain button, the circle button at the right moment to avoid. That's why very hard, difficult. The AI is in an upper hand. 1 against 19. Now we fight Cell. He should be stronger actually than us. He needed to absorb both under 17 and 18 to get this perfect form.
Up to the ring you go.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom.
At last, some quality entertainment.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Over here!
Another attack. And also I like that we can destroy the environment in this game. There are a lot of destructible buildings and such, and you can set it on or off. If you do not want them to be destructible, you can also set that off. Which is nice. Cell is almost defeated. It's easier than I had thought it would be. It's on beginner difficulty, so or easy difficulty. We won. Cell games. There are 2 more tournaments. Play this difficulty. Victory. Same sequence 5000, the same as in the other battle. Save. Right.
Mode. There are tournaments open now.
Tournament.
Choose a tournament to fight.
I have the other world tournament.
Goku told me about this. Seems there's a
Yeah,
tournament open in the other.
2500 here.
These guys are masters of the other. Gathering better.
Let's see. World tournament here and 3000. This might be worse than the other, and the Yamcha game only 2000. We will play this one first then.
Characters used will be randomly selected. That's stupid. You can't change the level of difficulty. You need
Okay.
at least one. Well, I'll escort.
Might not be allowed to pick a character here.
Fighting Yamcha games with those skills?
They had to play as General Blue here. He was actually one of my favorite villains in the Dragon Ball Saga. I enjoyed his chapters. So you can't pick anyone else. When we selected the Yamcha games, they pick one character automatically, and you cannot change that character. You can also only use the custom tree. See, so they select the character for you. It's good that we play the custom and not the normal one. This might be pretty difficult when they select the characters for you. General Blue is one of the weaker characters in the game. was never very strong. He defeated, I believe, Kid Krillin in lore, but he lost against Kid Goku and against Aral and against Tao Pai Pai. So he defeated Kid Goku. That's probably the only one he defeated. He also did kind of defeat everyone on the Kam House area by throwing a rope at everyone and then stealing the Dragon Balls, but that was not really a true victory. The only one he defeated in the fight was Kid Krillin, which is not a part of this game. So we are fighting Grandpa Gohan. He's way stronger than General Blue. You'll see how this will go.
Supposed to bow before a match.
Fight!
So General Blue was one of the cooler characters in the game, but yeah, he's one of the weaker ones too. In lore, he can't even fly and would use rockets and such to fly. And he's using a cannon instead of a beam because he can't do beams. He's a grounded character. He has some cool attacks, like he can froze enemies by looking them in the eyes and then throw stuff at them. He can use his rocket to blast enemies just like with a beam. So you won against Grandpa Gohan. Fight Tambourine, one of Piccolo's henchmen. He's also way stronger than General Blue lore. One of the stronger enemies of Dragon Ball, while Blue, I believe, was one of the earlier ones, but the weaker ones. I always found him to look pretty cool. In the manga and anime, he didn't use a uniform. In the fight, he fought without his uniform in every fight. He had the uniform only within the scenes where he ordered the army to attack, but then he was forced to remove his uniform because he had to swim, and then he saw fight without his uniform. In the game, you are allowed to fight with the uniform, so he reminds me of a Nazi soldier, of course. And they look pretty cool. He has blue pants instead of black, and the banner of blue instead of a swastika banner, and he has the RR for Red Ribbon Army on his hat there. But yeah, you can clearly see the similarities between his uniform and the Nazi uniform, so he's inspired by the Nazis. He's a villain. The Red Ribbon Army are the bad guys of Dragon Ball. Of course, they had a bunch of generals like that and others. They also had ninjas and stuff, all that they are trying to get the Dragon Balls. Because in Dragon Ball, when you have gathered the 7 Dragon Balls, you can make a wish that a dragon will make come true. So they want for domination, of course, and Goku gets their way and such. Okay, so we'll fight someone else now. Chaozu he's stronger than General Blue. Almost everyone is stronger than General Blue. We should be able to win against him pretty easily. He's way weaker than Tambourine, for example.
Show you how fearsome I am.
Okay, but these pants of blue, they remind me of Cloud Strife in Final Fantasy 7 too. He has similar pants. I always like that style. They look cool. Okay. Here they go out at the knee. Screw you, I can't let you win. fight another guy. That guy, he's from Dragon Ball GT, I believe. Or from one of the movies. He reminds me of Link from The Legend of Zelda, Tapion. He has an ocarina that he plays, such in a sword. You can see he's pretty much the Link of Dragon Ball. And yeah, he's way stronger than General Blue in lore. One of the stronger characters in the game. He should be able to win.
You think you're a match for me?
But they are pretty weak on this difficulty. So in lore, General Blue wouldn't be able to move that fast either. He should be more like Jairobe running around. I don't know why they didn't use Jairobe's moveset for him. Because Jairobe in this game and any character based on him in a mod, they run around with their feet on the ground. And I believe that would have been more correct for General Blue as well. Because he didn't play in the game, I mean in the anime and the manga, unless he had his rocket, which he could have in his pocket, because in this world they have capsules that they throw, like Pokeballs, and then they can have like everything from a house to a car and a rocket in that capsule. But yeah, he would use the rocket if he fly. He wouldn't be able to fly without the rocket. Okay, we're going against Tapion. Yeah, beginner or easy difficulty is really easy in this game. Which is nice for a change. That wasn't the case in some of the older titles. Like Budokai 1, 2 and 3 or Tenkaichi 1, where you always got thrown out of the ring. Okay, fight Yamcha at the end, of course. It's the Yamcha tournament here, Yamcha game. Finale. Final. There's a mini game where if we press X button we can eat more of the juice. We don't need to see the intro. I just need to defeat Yamcha here. General Blue was one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball for as long as he lived. He died in Book 7, I believe, but he had a lot of screen time before he died. He was like the main villain until Tao Pai Pai killed him, and then Tao Pai Pai took that role. He's like the mercenary sent by the Ribbon Army to defeat Goku. And the General Blue is not really a mercenary, he was more like a commander of the army. But in this game he's called a mercenary. Right, we won this tournament as well. Okay, nice. So I was pretty lucky with the selection of character there. Could have been, they could have picked anyone, and I got General Blue, which was one of the characters I wanted to play. Android 18, General Blue, Vegeta. Obtained C points 2000. Yeah, we will save. Okay, done. We have one more tournament.
There are tournaments open now.
The other world
Use the
tournament.
tournament to find it. Goku told me about this. It seems there's a tournament open in the other world. You can't change the level of difficulty. You need at least one person. Well, I'll let
Okay,
Those who wish
there we
to
can
participate,
pick a
please
character
come
again.
forward.
I think we'll do Android 18.
Registration will be closing soon. Finally, the Best of the Other World tournament will begin. The best martial artist of the other world will be decided here.
Alright.
And
us versus Grandpa Gohan. We should win his 118 is much stronger than him. He's one of the stronger characters in Dragon Ball. But not in Dragon Ball Z. He's weaker than everyone in Dragon Ball Z pretty much.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom.
Well, maybe I'll surprise you a little.
He's also a dead character, that's why he has that ring above his head. He was brought back by the witch Baba or something to fight Goku in a tournament. He's more like a spirit, yeah. We won, perfect, nice.
Now my clothes are ruined.
Yeah, this is really enjoyable. I liked how the moves work. I disliked the changes in the PlayStation 3 titles where they changed the moveset. This game was the perfect fighting game. The only thing they should have done with the PlayStation 3 is they should have taken this game and the same moves and everything, and then they should have just increased the number of characters and enhanced the graphics and added more gameplay modes, including re-added the story mode of Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and cinematics of Budokai 1, I believe. That would have been perfect. Cinematics of Budokai 1, the story mode of Budokai Tenkaichi 2, and the gameplay and characters and stages of this game. And then they should have added the tag team stuff whenever tag team has been released in 2010. So yeah, a 4-player version of this game with better graphics. And I don't mean 3D graphics, it should still use cel-shaded, it looks way better than the 3D titles. So yeah, they should have kept the graphics like this, but with modern models. And added the new stuff from tag team and re-added the story mode of the second game and the cinematics of the first Budokai game and then just increase the roster overall. But instead they decided to start all over and change the gameplay and change the controls and everything. It sucked. So yeah, this is the best Tenkaichi game, but the tag team game could be considered better in certain ways. While graphically inferior, it's better in terms of gameplay, I believe, with the 4-player battles.
Enough talk. Let's see what you've got.
Ready!
So if this game was 4-player, it would have been awesome.
Over here.
But also this game lacks a online. I believe the release on the Nintendo Wii had online gameplay, but they shut down the service in 2014. So it's impossible to play online now unless you do it through an emulator on the computer. Shit, they did a special move there. I need to focus on the game. It didn't take much damage. Again, spam this special move. Today we fought Spopovich again. He seems to always end up against Spopovich here. He's dead. Die already.
Now my clothes are ruined.
The tournament can be played with friends too. You can have up to 8 players playable, divided between 2 controllers. Then you take turn playing as the characters. You can also have computer players and another player playing. Certain battles will be against the computer and others will be against the friend. But there's no online multiplayer. This game would have been hugely popular today if it had online multiplayer. There was a PC version of the game, a computer version, so you could play mods and stuff too. Now we're fighting Goku again. Nice.
That's the best you can do? Talk about pitiful.
Okay, we'll fight the Frieza soldiers now, I believe. Yeah, this should be no problem. I'm mashing the X button there.
I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom.
More fools, huh? Prepare to die.
Ready! Fight!
Kill this guy. He's no match. Characters in this game are very true to lore in terms of their power levels, but in tournaments they seem to be very weak if you play on easy. They are actually weaker than they should be. This guy is probably accurate. He's not a real enemy. He's just one of the soldiers.
Now my clothes are ruined.
Okay, and the finale against Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I believe, Son Goku. Yeah, he should be way stronger than Android 18. We will probably win. They are not very good on this difficulty.
Enough talk. Let's see what you've got.
You'll have to work hard to beat me.
So Android 18 was once created to kill Goku. That's what we're gonna do here. Created by Dr. Gero, the Red Ribbon Army. Same army that General Blue is working for. But he is not loyal to their army. And I believe she was turned into a human by Krillin. He wished her into a human later when he had gathered the Dragon Balls. So she's no longer an android in the post-android Saga. It's a human after android, after the Cell Saga. But in the Android Saga, she's an android. She's not human. Her name is still Android 18, even after the Android Saga. Okay. They killed Goku, very good. We won the tournament.
Now my clothes are ruined.
That's the final tournament. We finished all the tournaments on easy now. No real match in my opinion.
Congratulations.
Story mode was way more difficult on easy. The story mode was actually difficult, even on beginner or easy difficulty.
The mode, you want to buy it. There are tournaments open now. So remember, before you go out of bounds, you can't change the level of difficulty.
Why can't I change the level of difficulty? What the fuck? Okay, so we have no choice but to play on the easy one. Very weird. Okay, that's the Dragon World Tour. Then we have the Evolution C. You can create your own Ultimate Fighter. The training mode. Go to the Evolution C mode. item shop here.
Launch is inside, so ask her.
Here we can actually buy
Exchange the
items.
Z points you have for Z items. Are you looking for Z items? There are
Yeah,
many
long.
different kinds, so
Right.
please take your time looking. You have all the Z
Item exchange.
items. Wow, that's an incredible achievement. You have all the Z items.
And we already have
I can
them.
see the Z items you have.
We have we have the maximum number of Cine. We have 100% of the C items. Like attack up, defense up, key power up, super up, such. So I use finished save files to have all the characters in the CPU mode and such, and all the story mode arcs unlocked and such. But if I play the second game where we have an actual RPG story mode, then I will most likely restart story mode from a new save, because it's no fun if you have everything there. It's fun to unlock skills and levels and make your character stronger and such. It takes a long time to finish it, that's the problem. And also certain characters are not unlocked through the story. You need to do special stuff in the game, in other modes, in order to get certain characters. So that's why it's better to use a save file if you want all the characters. Okay, so we have like items that beef up the characters' power levels, defense, and such. Fighters who cannot fly become able to do so. Flight. That's really cool. We have a bunch of different stuff we can give to characters.
Oh, is there something else you need?
Oh, and we have
Please
the
don't
other
hesitate to
areas
ask.
too. There are 3 different types of items. Terra earrings, I think. To increase abilities. Here you increase the defense, the attack, and the supers and such. Here you have different skills, like learning to fly, unleash latent power 1, 2, 3, dragon dash, mastery, key control, high spot, essence of sight. We increase different abilities, and then the final third one are unique to certain characters, like the Goku type. Attack and defense evenly balanced, emphasizes close combat. Or Vegeta type. Attack and defense evenly balanced, emphasizes using energy blast from a distance, etc, etc. And in this game you can get
Is there something
items
else
by
you need? Are you looking for
exchanging
Z
items
There are many different kinds, so please take
that
your
you
time
get in
looking.
different modes, and then you can also buy items using the Cine or money that you get in the tournament and in other modes.
You want a Z item? Fine, Z item.
And I believe the characters are unlocked through the story mode.
Let's go.
You can
You.
experience some epic.
I'll call Shenron and get a wish granted.
Check this too. We have all the 7 Dragon Balls. We summoned Shenlong, Dragon. Okay, we can wish for 10,000 Cine, we do not need that. We can wish for future Gohan. Mount pose a stage. Desert Noons. We can unlock stages, money, and characters here from the dragon. The only thing we can select here are the 10,000 Cine that we already have. Let's take it.
That is a wish I cannot grant.
We already had the maximum, okay. Okay. So we do not need to save. Yes, we'll exit without save. Okay.
What do we flick? There's a lot of interesting looking battles. Gohan, can I do this?
Experience some
Dragon
epic.
You can change
history.
it. There are many great battles. You can even create Gohan
Train
Learning.
data
A
center.
strong fighter can be summoned.
If you enter path for the strong fighter can be summoned.
Oh, welcome! You're really enthusiastic. You
Fighter catalog.
go ahead and pick a
You
fighter.
only have 18 unlocked here. I believe I unlocked her previously. It's a much stronger 18. You need to select like a really long
You
password
enter-
in in this mode. You will find them on Google, then you can unlock a character that is maxed out with all the best gear and stuff. They are not invincible. They can still be defeated by stronger characters that are maxed out.
You can choose your
We go to
favorite character.
duel here.
Now, let me enjoy the fight. Fight against the computer.
We have versus computer, we have 1 versus 1 versus the computer, then we have the 1 player versus 2 player,
Fight against another player.
we have the
Watch
com
the
versus
computer
com,
fight.
we have the battle settings. I usually have this on no time limit, so the battles can take any time it takes for the enemy to be defeated. Com level can be everything from very weak, average, strong and very strong. I place them on very strong. The default is strong. We have the referee Shenron, the dragon. You can have the Ox King, Vedal, Supreme Kai or announcers of the World Tournament. Let's just pick the announcer. Then transformations can be on or off. You can select them on or off for one of the players only or for both. I prefer having them off most of the time. We'll have them on now. Map setting, that means you can have destruction on the stages on or off. I prefer it on.
Nappa, prepare for battle.
We select any of these, we get 3 options. Single battle is play 1 versus 1, you select the character of your choice and that's the character of the enemy.
This is a team fight. Nappa, follow me.
Team battle is 5 versus 5. You can also have like 1 versus 5, 2 versus 5, 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1, 3 versus 3, etc, etc. It's up to 5 characters on each side. You can have between 1 and 5 characters on each side and have them fight each other. The equal battle is the same,
Limited destruction points.
but now you have unlimited destruction points available. Destruction points is like each character has a different set of destruction points. The stronger characters have more points than the weaker ones. So if you have a strong character here, you can have fewer characters, and if you have weaker characters, you can have more. But
This
team
is a
battle,
team fight. Nappa, follow me.
then you can have anyone, no matter how strong they are.
This is a serious one-on-one match.
Then you
This
can
is a
achieve
team
it fight for
fight.
others.
This is a serious one-on-one
Play
time
a
to fight.
single battle. And you get to select all the characters. Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball GT. And here we have the computer. Here it's where the custom character will add. Yeah, we only have under 18. She's still unlocked. She is a custom character. Unlocked by the cheating tool. Have her fight the normal Android 18, see if they are the same. Custom one. And yeah, they could be similar. Okay. We'll take stage that she would fight Vegeta on. You can unlock pretty much any character using those codes, but it's a very long code and annoying to input, and they are maxed out, and that's how you would get the characters without beating the game. You're very impatient.
Are you ready?
And before you could get the same games, on the PS2 you couldn't get the same games that easily. Because they were on memory cards. It's much easier when you play on the computer. Download the game and in the PlayStation 2 it was easier to do the codes. Both of these characters are custom, but one of them is the code character. Freeze losing here. Maybe they are the same. The difference is that the other one has been unlocked. And this one is unlocked with the code.
You're a fool.
Yeah, it seems the password character is losing. So they are not immortal, but they are about the same. But in essence, you could have the game totally uncompleted. You could have 0% completion in the game, and then you could unlock that character using the password. So it would be a very, very strong character compared to any character of the early game. Now I let her fight the unlocked character of the same level. That character seems to be even better.
You're a fool. You're a fool.
Yeah, the game looks way better with 1920 1080p HD resolution on the computer. I'm also using the graphics card of the computer, so it will be very much better looking than the PlayStation 2. The emulator also had that enhanced option to increase resolution by 6 times. Here we are using the 3 times resolution increase.
Are you for real?
So the characters look really good. In the PlayStation 2 they will be way more blurry, especially if you use a SCART cable. There are no HD slot for those characters. You can have one password character, I believe. Here, maybe you can have up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think you can have more than one password character. Click on the computer, then you can select at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need to unlock them with that long password. I only bother to do it once with Android 18, I believe. Okay.
Now, let me in.
I enjoy watching the AI fight, by the way. I used to do that all the time as a kid.
Watch the
I
computer
played the
fight.
story mode, I unlocked everything, and I watched everyone fight in different settings, different teams, different battles, even a like extinction fight where I used to let everyone fight and then until one they're alone at the top. But you know, in this game there are certain characters that are stronger than others. So obviously if you play an extinction competition where you let everyone fight outside of the tournament stage, then the strongest character in the game will probably win. If you play in the tournament, whoever anyone can win, because they can throw out the stronger characters on the stage if they're lucky. Okay. Other
By see,
modes.
I've learned how to move.
You can study everyone's information. Whoa, there's a lot of people. You can fight various
Not
battles.
much
There's
more
a
to
variety.
do here.
Here you can view information on Goku and the others.
You can view information on characters. There are a lot of characters. Okay. I can probably see their model too. Check 80. No, we didn't have a model here. Yeah, character introduction. Voice
Enough
playback.
talk. Let's see. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. Anything to break the boredom. Enough talk. Let's see what you.
That's the intro voice.
She was Goku's enemy a long time ago, but now she's Krillin's wife. I'm a little jealous because she doesn't age.
Okay, view model. Model 1. So there's the view model part. Forgot. We can move around like this. We can zoom in as far as I can see. We can move up to like this. Okay, yes, other models too. This is actually looked in the later part of the Android Saga. Then we have the Buu Saga look. It should look like this. Okay.
Look, I can show you with this computer.
Could hear videos, commentary on everyone. Just for fun. Never done that before, I think. Future Gohan. Chichi's commentary.
This is the future Gohan. He's become so great and handsome. Look, I can show you. But he's probably become a delinquent. I give up. Look, I can show you with this computer. In Goku's young days, I was a lively young wife. And I'm still lively! Look, I can show you with this... Geez, when it comes to Goku, he won't work at all. Thanks to that, we're extremely poor. Look, I can show you with this... It's that Super Saiyan I hate! Why did everyone in my family become so delinquent? Look, I can show you with this computer... Even these days, Goku still won't work. And who cares where he went? He didn't come back. Look, I can show you with...
Right.
He's always been problematic. Look, I can show you... It looks like he's different from your average delinquent. Look, I can show you... I don't want to see Super Saiyans anymore. Look, I can show you... And as usual, Goku won't work. Well, as long as he's healthy. Look, I can show... Even at his age, he's still acting like a punk. Look, I can show you... Could it be that even Pan's turned into such a bad delinquent? Look, I can show you
Chichi
with
is
this
not
computer.
very happy with Goku and any Super Saiyan we've seen.
Not even I know. But no matter how much he changes, Goku's still my beloved husband. Look, I can show you... Ah, how nostalgic. This is Goku in his very young days. That was when he promised to marry me. Look, I can show you... Saiyans seem to turn into great apes when they look at the moon. Look, I can show you with this
if they have
computer.
a tail.
This is our son, our pride and joy. Sometimes. I don't approve of Super Saiyans. They stink up the neighborhood. Look, I can show you... This is Gohan when he fought that guy called Cell. And if you enter that something or other room, you suddenly grow. Look, I can show you... Even if it is to save the Earth, why does my Gohan have to face danger? I guess there's no help for it if the Earth were to disappear. I've endured it. Look, I can show you... My Gohan is rapidly becoming a delinquent, but he fights for all of us. It's complicated. Look, I can show you... This is Gohan when he was about to start high school. Oh, he looks so much like Goku. He's become very handsome. Look, I can show you... Just don't become a Super Saiyan, I said. But then that secret came out at the World Tournament. Look, I can show... Even I didn't know what to say. It doesn't change the fact that he's a troublemaker. Look, I can... This is the awful suit Bulma made for my son to make him look like a dork. That Gohan, even at his age, he's playing around. Look, I can show... Was that before or after he was turned into candy by Majin Buu? When we were revived, he seemed a little more mature. Look, I can show you... Piccolo! I blame a lot of Gohan's troublemaking ways on him. Look, I can show... As always, he has that evil expression. No doubt he's planning something evil. Look, I can show you... I don't know much, but he looks a lot like Piccolo. It seems he's Namekian like Piccolo. Look, I can show you... Krillin and Goku are longtime friends. They go way back. Krillin married 18 and lives at Master Roshi's place. Look, I can show you... Yamcha, oh, he was a good-for-nothing to begin with. He was the worst example for Gohan. Look, I can show you... He's one of Goku's friends. He has 3 eyes. Might be kind of handy. Look, I can show... Oh, there's Tien's little friend. He hasn't gotten any taller. Look, I can show... Vegeta, always evil. He hasn't changed much over the years. Look, I can show... This is Vegeta in his ape form. Lots of back hair. Look, I can show you... Even Gohan secretly wore these clothes. The clothes of a delinquent, no doubt. Look, I can show... This is the form of Vegeta when he first became a delinquent. Well, he was a delinquent in the first place. Look, I can... I have no interest in the differences of a Super Saiyan, but those muscles are incredible. Look, I can show... It was around this time that Vegeta and Bulma got married. Bulma's had her hands full with that deadbeat. He never does anything around the house. Look, I can He's the same as my Goku, refuses to be a responsible husband. Look, I can How to put it? It's very... oh, I don't know. Look, I can It's the evil Vegeta from when he fought Goku at the World Tournament. He disappeared, reappeared, and destroyed the grounds. It was awful. Look, I can He's not blonde, but he seems like a Super Saiyan. He's not a delinquent. I think that this is just a transformation. Look, I can This is Bulma's and Vegeta's son from the future. Even I didn't expect him to be such a polite, nice boy. Look, I can show you. Even such a polite boy can become a delinquent. Look, I can show you. Can't judge a book by its cover. Look, I can Even a polite delinquent's a delinquent. Look, I can This is Trunks' powered-up form. Those muscles are abnormal. Look, I can show you. Trunks in his childhood. Huh. He's 1 year older than Goten. So mischievous. It's his parents' fault, you know. Look, I can Because he's Vegeta's child, he became a delinquent really fast. This is Goku's and my second son. His hairstyle and features are just like Goku's when he was younger. Don't tell me that even my Goten's going to become a delinquent too! Goku went to the other world and I was sick in bed from the shock. This is Goten and Trunks from when they used the technique called fusion to merge. What were they called, Trunkton or Go Trunks? I don't know. He's become an uncontrollable delinquent all because he merged with Trunks. Oh, don't tell me that he'll shave his eyebrows! This is Goku in Vegeta's form after they fused with those Potara earrings. Just when I thought I wouldn't be surprised by what Goku would do. Two delinquents merge and become the biggest delinquent. Otherworld Goku and Otherworld Vegeta. I've got nothing. If I was scared by every little thing, I couldn't be Goku's wife. But I've made it this far somehow. He's the world's most acclaimed martial artist and a very rich man. By the way, his daughter Videl is Gohan's wife. My beloved Gohan's beloved wife. She's an honest, good, smart girl. And did I mention she's rich? These are the matching clothes she wears when playing superhero with Gohan. Goten wanted the same clothes a long time ago, but now he doesn't care. Here's an incredible person above King Kai and Grand Kai. This is some kind of morphed form that happened when Supreme Kai and some guy called Kibito fused. Yajirobe's known Goku for a long time. He's a glutton and a bad-mannered guy. Apparently, he's a strong martial artist who fought Goku in the Otherworld tournament. He looks like a delinquent, but it seems he's a great hero. This is Gohan and Videl's daughter. Now I'm suddenly a grandma. This is the kid who fought Goku at the World Tournament after Boo was defeated. After that, Goku took the kid and left home again. Goku gave Oob some pretty good training. Now he's wonderful. I don't think of him as Majin Buu's reincarnation. He's supposed to be a great martial artist, but I think he's just a pervert. If you flirt with all those girls, I'm gonna hurt you! This is Master Roshi when he's serious. First time I've ever seen this. Hope his pervertedness doesn't power up. This is a wonderful man who took Goku in and raised him. I sure would like to have met him. This is the martial artist who fought Goku at the World Tournament. It's Android 8. He and Goku were friends since they were kids. Goku and that 16 have the same air about them. It's Vegeta's dad. Pretty similar, except for the beard. When Saiyans become apes, you can't tell them apart. This is Goku's dad. The truth is, neither Goku or I have met him. When I go to the other world, I'll have to pay my respects. Even Goku's dad turns into an ape. Guess it runs in the family. This girl's a Saiyan like Goku. I'm a little jealous because Saiyans don't age. Seems that even Saiyan girls turn into apes. Oh no, Pan! This is Goku's older brother. I have no idea where he is. Probably in the other world. I'll see him someday. Even Goku's older brother. I hate this ape thing. Such a disgusting animal. He seems to be a Saiyan like Goku. I don't want to be his friend. I'll pretend I didn't see this. It's a face that superficial Bulma would like. I prefer Goku. Blech. For that good-looking face to become so dreadful. His face is ferocious. Hate to think what his parents look like. It seems that he was Vegeta's rival. Another delinquent? It looks as if he likes comic heroes. He'd better grow out of that pretty soon. These people like to do poses. It's embarrassing if you ask me. He claims to be the fastest in space. Is that true? He's called Jace. At first I thought his name was Juice. That one is kind of froggy. It looks like he has bad breath. It's that bad guy's boss from when Gohan and the others fought on planet Namek. What kind of upbringing did his parents give him? It's a troublesome story. He's called Frieza, and he's transformed many times. I wonder if everyone in his family transforms. I've only seen faces like that one on those creepy TV shows. He looks extremely plain, but it seems he was very strong. No matter how strong they say they are, my Goku is the strongest. It's because of these guys coming to Earth that Gohan skipped studying. They're a bad bunch. Just when I thought that it was peaceful and Gohan could concentrate on school. It's that Frieza's dad. I wonder if his mother has the same face. He's Frieza's underling. He looks kind of weak. He's Frieza's underling too. It looks like even I could beat him. It's the android after Goku's life. It looks like Goku has a similar air as 8. They say he's 18's younger brother. I don't know what's going on now. She was Goku's enemy a long time ago, but now she's Krillin's wife. I'm a little jealous because she doesn't age. His face is like a marshmallow. He absorbs energy, I hear. It seems a long time ago he was a great scientist, like Bulma's father. He's an android called Cell that Gohan beat to a pulp. This is the form he changed into when he ate 17. And this is Cell when he ate 18. I don't know what he means by perfect, but it looks like he's gotten stronger. A little Cell, a nasty little bugger. It's that evil wizard that revived Majin Buu. It's because of him that I had an awful experience. It seems he was the king of the demon world, but when I met him in Otherworld, he was a good guy. Before he was scary, now he's freeloading at Hercule's place. This looks like the form Majin Buu took when his heart was evil. Sure looks like it. He looks bad, and he was. This is the form he morphed into when he ate my Goten and Trunks. Oh, he even ate Piccolo. This is when he ate my Gohan. I get angry just looking at it. His body is small, but I hear he's strong. He's the villain after Kami's position, and Kami, who looks like Piccolo. When he transforms, he looks like this. He's an evil scientist, and he tried to steal Goku's body. Can you believe that? He looks like Goku, but he's actually that nasty Saiyan who attacked Earth. Yep, he turns into an ape. He's an Namekian like Piccolo, and a delinquent, of course. Something strange happened to him at the World Tournament, I hear. This is one of Cooler's goons. This is Cooler, Frieza's older brother. What nasty kids. How did their parents ever raise them? Cooler's body was turned into metal. How did he live through that? He's the evil android that attacked the city when we were gone. This is his form when he absorbed his android buddy. By all means, it looks like he's a Saiyan like Goku. He looks ordinary, doesn't he? I knew it. Even this guy's a delinquent. Do all Saiyans become delinquents? Really, a legendary delinquent is not a great thing. A long time ago, she was part of an evil gang that wreaked havoc on the galaxy. Don't go out with this woman. He's the leader of the Galaxy Soldiers. How much evil will he do before he's satisfied? This seems to be his morphed form, but I can't tell the difference. A monster from the other world, born from the evil energy of many humans. When it transforms, it's not attractive. Such gigantic monsters do exist. Oh, it's that alien baby's form when he stole Vegeta's body. If he's come this far, he can obviously transform. Even I don't know what's what. I knew it! He turns into an ape, too! This is the 17 you know merged with some other 17 or something, I think. That's one of the Shadow Dragons, brought to life by using the Dragon Balls too much. He's the boss of the 7 Shadow Dragons. Tough looking. He turns into this form after swallowing the Dragon Balls. He's the evil mercenary that fought Goku a long time ago. After Goku kicked his butt, he reconstructed his body into a machine. He's part of the evil gang called the Red Ribbon Army. He talks like a woman and he's creepy. He was hired as a bodyguard by the fortune teller Baba. He uses some terrible techniques. Pilaf was a tiny little villain. He's not awfully smart. 3 strange robots combined to make an even bigger one. Big deal. I hear he hatched from an egg that the old King Piccolo spat out. Gross. That's where Piccolo came from, I guess. That explains it. This girl lives in a place called Penguin Village. She's feisty. This is embarrassing. This is my childhood. This was about the time Goku promised to marry me. This is the evil guy that hurt Videl. Next time we meet, I'll smack his face. This is the future, Gohan.
Alright, we've done a lot of characters and a lot of comments. Interesting for those who do not know the story of the characters. I didn't even know the info about the Dragon Ball GT characters. Okay, thank you for watching. I will probably play a bit out of the ordinary Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3 game too, without the Japanese music. There it will be easier to speak, since the music will be lower, less loud. Okay, we will also try the mods. I have a bunch of mods. One of them I have already showed on my channel. I didn't speak in the video. I played through I used the dual mode and let the AI fight the AI, the CPU versus the CPU for 4 hours 55 minutes, where I reconstructed all the events of the Dragon Ball Saga and Goku as a kid up until he became an adult. And I used a mod named DLC Classic to GT Hack, which adds some multiple new characters based on the older characters. They have the same old voice lines and moves, but new models as alternate skins. And it added a bunch of Dragon Ball characters and other stuff all the way to GT. Okay, but thank you for watching. Bye.